Alrighty, okay, so perfect. This section is one of the best sections in my personal opinion. I really love the section of emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence is everything. It really goes hand in hand with emotional stability. People, I know that we've gone through many things in our lives, and trauma is real, and stress is real, and shit is real right now, excuse my French. But we need to focus on ourselves. And I know that that might come off a little head on, but let's be straightforward here. We have no time to waste because the more that we don't figure things out, the more that we don't focus on emotional intelligence, we are going to continue to spiral in a negative way that is going to be unhealthy for our insides, for our heart, right? For our brain. We want to be able to have positive thoughts. We want to be able to have a heart that feels whole, not a heart that feels like it gets stabbed every single time it is out in public or every time that it goes through an experience. We want to be able to have a heart that feels connected to the mind in a positive way, right? So let's first focus on character building. Character building is extremely important, right? Men, female, completely different. Men, it is very important for us to build a character that resembles respect. And that is going to be by respecting yourself at first. Being able to respect yourself, being able to discern certain things, being able to be open and humble to people, right, is going to be very, very, very characteristic, and it's going to be very personal, and it's going to be very professional, and it's going to be very amazing, honestly, right? If you have good character, men, if you are able to humble yourself and take a step back and breathe, right? Not so asphyxiated on work or on things that you want, right? We want to be able to have a peaceful life. For women, it is completely different, right? Different traits, different everything, but women definitely build a phenomenal character. They are very emotional. They are very tender. They are very soft, right? They don't want any bad anything in their lives, truthfully, right? And if you're going through something, right, as we all are at all times, as we live, we have life that comes at us, right? And it's for us to learn. If we can maintain this mindset, both male, female, continue to have a character that is humble and loving and genuine and conscious enough to recognize that people have their level of understanding and people have their traumas and their stressors. So sometimes we react to things and experiences that have nothing to do with us, and we take that with us, allowing that to be the small obstacle in the road, the small plateau on the mountain, right? In order for us to skip out on blessings, skip out on experiences. So I just want to let you know that it is extremely important that we focus on character development, right? Leaving a specific realm. What do I mean by this? Okay, Julian, you're going to get deep into it. Yes. When you are in or surrounded around a community that revolves around the same situations, the same experiences, the same everything. Everything is just the same. It's just another Monday. It's just another Tuesday. Well, you already know what we're going to do, the same thing. You want to be able to take your realm and shift it, right? Why not just not talk about anything, right? Why not, if this is the only understanding that this person has, why must I engage? Right? At this point, you aren't being ignorant and you're not being mean. You're just being discerning. This is a character trait that is extremely important for us to master. Discernment. Being able to leave realms that don't align with you, right? Being able to leave realms being experiences that don't align with you, right? And these realms can be subconscious as well. It's very important for us to not act like people that taught us things, but to act according to how we want and how we feel and how we think it's right, right? Sometimes we think about making jokes in times where jokes shouldn't be made because it comes from an old paradigm or an old realm that doesn't have the understanding that it has today. If you have the same if you have different understanding than what you had yesterday or 10 years ago, I'm pretty sure you wouldn't want to be in the same position you are 10 years later down the road. So it is important for us to evolve, to continue to seek new things, to continue to place ourselves in uncomfortable situations with good character, being humble, being loving to the people that are around you. It doesn't matter who it is. You can learn from everybody in this life. Somebody can teach you anything. One thing is just learning one thing. That is more than enough. It is important for us to not only see that we have the opportunity, right, in our hands to choose wisely, right? We have the opportunity in our hands to build on that character. And I really wholeheartedly believe that if you can build a character that is humble, that is loving, that is God-fearing, then you will have the ability to understand people on a better level. Not have to be so profound with them, but understand what they're going through and where they at and where they are in the position of their lives right now. And that is all that they can do, because you cannot save nobody and you cannot help anybody get better and you can't change anybody's life and you can't help anybody do anything if they don't choose change. So don't involve yourself, right, in energetic experiences or real life experiences that don't align with your character today. Okay? So keep that in mind as we continue to continue. All right, so let's look at what's next. Emotional intelligence and understanding, right? It just ties right in. Understanding and experiences with character building are extremely important, because now this is going to open up your eye to understand that this person is operating from a place of a subconscious program. This person is acting from a place of a subconscious program that doesn't know any better than what they have learned until today. And if they don't choose knowledge and wisdom and continue to enhance your thought process and to continue to place yourself in experiences that are healthy, that align with who you are, then it's going to be hard for others to understand what you're understanding and what you're learning now. So keep it to yourself. Let yourself know that it's not up to you for them to seek information. Don't let these people troll you, right, into giving you or to giving them information when they truly don't want it. They just want some of your energy because they know that you are kind, that you are humble, that you are loving, right? Because you chose a character that develops and surrounds itself around understanding, right? About being humble and being grateful for what you do have, and being okay with the person that is next to you and treating the person next to you like you would love to be treated. It is the same thing when it comes to building yourself and understanding others, right? Humility is extremely important, right? We want humility to be the pillar of who we are and what we stand for. Now, we must conduct business, so it doesn't mean that we have to be humble to the point of starvation or to the point of lamentation or to the point of feeling bad for others, right? Or putting yourself in shoes that don't really align with your shoes. And what do I mean by that, right? If you're the type of person that tends to feel bad for poverty, yes, it is it's a real world thing that is going on right now as we speak, and people are dying every day because they are not being able to nurture their body as much as they can or need to, right? And it is extremely sad to see poverty. I understand this 100%, but it is not our job to place ourselves in this realm, right? In this level of understanding, in this lifestyle, in order for us to feel accepted around a community that already accepts us but wants us to be great. It is important for us to understand that we must be humble enough to understand that you are great. And it is okay for you to humbly say that you are great and that you've picked up experiences through your lifetime that has placed you in a location and in a position where you aren't dumb, where you aren't stupid. You have knowledge, you gained information, you learned a skill or two, or not. But you know what you don't like. And something that you've learned and something that you lived by, you can teach it, right? Seek skills that allow you to be humble enough to understand that you are smart and you are privileged and you've had experiences that others might never get in their lives. But that is not up to you to shun your light in order for others to see that you are okay in their dark world and that you can live and that you can be okay, because everything is everything. But at the end of the day, it matters, your life matters, and you truly matter. Being humble doesn't require for you to fit in with everybody. It allows you to be yourself. And that is the most important thing, is for you to be humble enough to be yourself, but do it without having to be flashy, without having to seek external validation. Emotional intelligence and character building and understanding, right, and humility really builds a great foundation for identity, which allows you to receive the world for what it is right now and to place yourself in a position where you can enhance every single aspect of your life despite what you have going on. Now, I know life is stressful. I know people are losing family members, and I know that people are getting chronically ill, and I know that things aren't easy. I know that the rent is due. I know that bills are due. I know that it is important for us to achieve our goals. If not, we feel like losers. But don't let social media culture venom or poison your mindset, poison the person that you are, right? Don't let this fast-paced, instant gratification lifestyle, modern era, twist the person in your vision, right? Twist who you are and the vision that you have for yourself. Don't let it happen. Don't let any of it happen, right? It is okay for you to be yourself, and it is okay for you to love the things that you love, and it is okay for you to be privileged enough to have an opportunity, because you know what? God works in mysterious ways. You might not have what that person has at that moment, which is a wholesome, caring family that doesn't require much to live because they never had much. So I just wanted to say this. It's important for us to recognize who we are right now. It is important for us to be humble enough to be ourselves and to be happy for ourselves. So enjoy yourself as much as possible. Enjoy yourself because you are enough, and you should value yourself because your life has purpose, although you might not know it now. But know that if you continue to place yourself in good locations around healthy people, eating healthy food, enjoying the healthy aspects of living, nature, right? Tranquility, right? Peace. This is going to help you. Now let's talk about culture, because I did mention culture. Don't let your culture, right, shift your mindset, shift your understanding, shift your humility, right? Yes, it is okay to be fashionable. Yes, it is okay to understand who you are, but understand who you are through your roots. Let yourself and remind yourself of where your last name comes from, where your grandparents came from, where your parents came from, right? People have been on the move for ages and ages. We just touched down here on this earth and have had a privileged opportunity to be alive every single day of our lives up until this moment, right? So now that we're incorporating healthier habits, now that we are incorporating a healthier lifestyle and surrounding ourselves around people that are truthfully aligned with the things that we align with, and the ideologies and the happiness and the positivity and the growth mindset, right? We want to surround ourselves around people that give also. So we're not always constantly giving or feeling drained of our energy because the people that we have around us don't add anything anymore but take. Okay, so it's important for us to recognize our roots, our culture. Who are we as a culture? What cultures are we diving into? right? What are the roots and the intentions behind this culture, this movement? What is actually going on this earth when I talk about culture? There's a gym culture. There's a culture when it comes to ethnicity. There's a culture to belief systems. There's a culture to Hispanics. There's a culture to blacks. There's a culture to Asians. There's a culture to religions, if you may. There's cultures everywhere. Now, if we can assume educatedly, right? If we could take an educational assumption or an educational guess or an educational decision, I like to say, right? If we could take an educational guess or an educational, oh my gosh, not judgment, an educational observation. Let's use the word observation. An educational observation on what you see, right? If it comes from a culture that comes with, let's speak on religion, for example. Let's get gritty and real. If you've ever had the opportunity to encounter a Mormon or a Catholic in your lifetime, you might understand their rituals and their beliefs slightly, right? You'll understand it. You might get irritated because it doesn't align with yours. That is not up to you to get irritated at them for doing and living their life. It is up to you it is up to you to be humble enough to understand where they are and what they are trying to do. And I know that might sound like a lot, but that is emotional intelligence, people. The humility to be able to understand and recognize where somebody's coming from, and that is their culture. That is where they're coming from. This is the person's background. This is where they come from. This is how they're going to act. If they're wearing Jordans, they might act this way. If they're wearing loafers, they might act this way. If they wear board shorts, they might act a certain way. And if they wear jerseys and basketball shorts, this is how they may act. This might be their culture. This might be a very educational observation that they might tend to have similar traits from people that wear the same thing. So this is very important for us to recognize, okay? When I talk about consumption, right? When I talk about eating healthy, when I talk about feeling good, and when I talk about products, you don't want to place products on your body that are going to constrict your blood flow, right? That are going to constrict your nerves, that are going to constrict everything, right? You want to put on products that make you feel good. You want to put on products that allow your body to breathe, to sweat gracefully, right? So that you don't stink, right? Not just doing it for the gym culture or for the modern day, I need to be on my top Fashion Nova style. No, put things on your body that make you feel good, just like you're going to ingest things that make your body feel good. So the same way, 100% cotton. We want products that are organic. We want products that are natural. And this must come from a cultural shift. We must culturally shift into the holistic way and approach of living. This is the only way that I see feasible, helping people get through traumas, get through an inflamed stomach, an inflamed brain, face, neck, back, right? An inflamed body per se. You want your nervous system to be able to relax. This way you're able to understand that your nervous system is doing everything possible. Your digestive system does everything possible. But we have to take action with our own subconscious mind, with our own conscious mind. We have to place healthy cultures into our life. We need to be in healthier cultures or healthier realms or healthier situations. We need our roots to be clean and pure. We need to go back to our roots, to when we were a happy child, to when we were able to have fun in our backyards, to when we were actually able to interact with human beings on a daily basis because our lives didn't surround itself around technology and so long distance and being in a cubicle and being this and having to have a car and having to have the paint. Like, we've gained so much knowledge and we've grown so much as a society, but our roots get a little yanked from the soil as soon as we start to forget where we came from and where our happiness truly, where our true happiness was curated, right? So know your roots, right? It's very important when it comes to emotional intelligence, people. Being grateful for everyday living is extremely important. Waking up every single day and saying, wow, I am grateful to be alive. Wow, it is extremely important for me to be grateful to be alive. Wow, what a life I have. What a life right now that God has given me in order for me to be okay with my life. To say, I have air in my lungs and I can breathe. I have a shelter. I have food. I have clothes on my body. Be grateful for the minimal things. This is going to be the most important aspect of emotional intelligence, in my personal opinion. The way that you shape your personal reality, your personality, your character, the way that you understand others, the way that you are so humble enough to recognize others, right? To recognize other people's cultures and their backgrounds and their roots and where they're coming from. Are they a single parent home? Are they not? Did their parents go to college? Did they not? What culture are they? What cultural roots are they coming from? Right? What mentality can this person come from? Maybe their parents are from an island. Maybe their parents are from a different country. Maybe their parents have never left or gone on vacation and seen the world. Maybe they have a limited way of thinking which has nothing to do with you, and you cannot judge these people for living living the life they chose. It is just up to you to enjoy them, to be grateful for them, to be humble enough to understand them. It is important for us not only to be clean inside, but to have pure consciousness, to have pure understanding of what people are going through on a day-to-day basis. And it all starts from within, right? If we can love the people unconditionally, just like a mother can unconditionally love their child, just like a person can unconditionally love their dog or their pet, right? It is extremely important for us to not only love our neighbor, but to love ourselves and to treat them the exact same way you would love to be treated, right? So just understand that life isn't all about you. It is about the people that are around you. You are a part of this universe, and it is important for us to love coexisting with other human beings, despite their stressors, despite their problems, and despite, most importantly, your own emotions, your own problems. Why not ask questions? Why not tell people or ask people how their day is going? Be grateful for the day that you got on this earth, yet again to breathe, yet again to walk, yet again to go to work. Now, whatever you choose to do with those fresh 24, just know it is your choice. And you do not have to submit yourself. You do not have to be in a box. You don't have to be a part of that group, that culture, right? If you want to switch your ambiance, if you want to build something fresh and new that allows you to value healthier things in life, like time. Be grateful for time. Be grateful for things that allow you to live freely, right? Purposefully. Right? It is important for us to value, and you'll see the change in the drastic change that happens when you start switching to organic everything. When it comes to the food, when it comes to the clothes, when it comes to the products, the detergents, the soaps, the fragrances around the home, when it comes to ingesting alkaline water and coconut water instead of anything that isn't pure, that isn't organic, that is artificial. We want to eliminate all these things, and everything that comes with your life is going to change, because artificial everything, once it's out the door, your life becomes alive again. You feel real, like everything is more consciously, intentionally chosen, because you are completely aware of where you are, who you are, what you do. And it is okay to spiral and not know what to do. And it is okay to switch jobs and continue to figure it out. But do it emotionally intelligent. Do it with intention. Do it with love in your heart. Do it with humility. Do it with a good character. Do it with understanding. You know, if the person is a hiring manager, the person's a hiring manager. If the person has been a CEO for their whole entire company and has done it in so many different companies, then this person is a very successful person. Might not understand, might not recognize it for themselves, but this is not up to you. It is up to you to recognize within yourself that you are enough due to all of the experiences that you have had in your life. And it is okay for you to celebrate others, although they won't celebrate themselves. So, this leaves me with my last section in emotional intelligence, which comes from paradigms. Now, if you read the book in the first section, you understand what I'm talking about. But if you have not read the book, then you're not going to understand what I'm talking about. Paradigms are outdated programs, subconscious programs, that is, in your mind. A paradigm can sound something like very repetitive. Oh, you know what I did? Oh, yeah. You know who plays today? The Lakers. You know what game is on? Oh, yeah. You know what they say? Everything get better. Everything, happy wife, happy life. It's a paradigm. Happy life, happy wife. Happy wife, happy life. They'll say it, but they won't do anything about it. A paradigm is saying something, but not doing anything about it. Saying something that makes you feel good without putting the action into the situation, into the actual action. It's literally saying something that you know is just pure bullshit, and it's not true. And paradigms do come with negative connotations. Negativity can be a paradigm in itself. When are you going to just stop being negative? Nobody can ever do that. This is a paradigm. A paradigm is a false program in your brain. Nobody can ever be not negative. What the hell is wrong with you? Nobody can be healthy. What the hell is wrong with you? You're eating organic? What the hell is wrong with you? What are you, nuts? That shit is all the same anyways. No, it's not. No, it's not. That is a paradigm. You must shift this paradigm. It is important, especially with recovery, especially with nutrition, right? Healing your insides comes with paradigm shifting. And how do you paradigm shift consistently? You talk to somebody that is paradigm shifting every single day. You don't sit with a therapist that is just going to talk to you about the same thing and never provide you with a solution. And really, you don't see any results, but you have someone to talk to, but there's no real results. There's no solutions. There's no plan, right? This is very important. A paradigm shift, you're like one step away from a better life. You're one step away from a better life if you can paradigm shift. And that is what I want to say. And if you need more information on paradigm shifts, and you didn't read the first section, I really highly recommend you read it. If you have any other questions on paradigms, if you have any other questions on emotional intelligence and the importance of emotional intelligence, because it is so required, right? For men specifically with low testosterone rates, men, because we aren't eating adequately, right? Hormonal imbalances are bound to happen exactly with women flora. This is why women tend to have vaginal odors that aren't okay, right? Like I spoke about people having bad breath because they aren't eating correctly. These are all hormonal changes and disruptions. So it's very important for us to understand that not only once we shift paradigms, we will literally have a new life. Because once we're able to say, you know what, I'm done with my old life, I want to step into my new life, which surrounds me around people that align with me because they're positive, they're happy, they enjoy themselves. These people exist, my people. I want to let you know that this is a real thing. We don't have to submit ourselves to a paradigm, an outdated way of thinking that what we want isn't out there. We just have to take time to understand ourselves, to heal ourselves, to nurture the body with whole foods and do it consistently and stay motivated and do it for years and months, or months then years, right? See the progress not only in your mind but in your physical self. It is important for us not to have an inflamed body and to practice a low inflammation diet, right? Paleo diet, right? Vegan diet, not vegan diet, but vegan products, right? I'm personally eat everything. I don't mind. I don't skip out on anything. I just choose organic at all times, and I feel good. And if I don't have organic and there's vegan, I'm choosing vegan options, okay? So it's very important for us to recognize that we have the opportunity to choose. So let's choose wisely. Let's be okay with our decisions and know that God is watching from above. So if the person gets irritated at you, if there's no solution because this person is just debating with you and battling with your emotional intelligence and trying you to a degree, it is just important for you to walk away. Forget about it. This is where your character comes in. Take the high horse. Never take the low horse. Never want to be the jerk, although they push your buttons. And although, yes, sometimes you just want to scream at somebody because they're morons, because they have no they have no understanding, they have no empathy, they have no sympathy. Yes, but you can change this by just being calm with yourself, being calm with the level of understanding of other people. It is very important that we work on this wholeheartedly. And okay, yes, it might take some time, but you know what? It's worth it at the end of the day. So, this is where I'll cut it. Emotional intelligence for today. Y'all have a great day. It's beautiful out here. Stay grateful. Stay enjoyable with your own life. And I just wanted to let you know that God is with you, that the people that are around you love you, that the people that you continue to search for, those people that want to have a good time, the people that love you for who you are, the people that want your full authentic self, for them to find you and for that to be immediately. And it might not happen tomorrow, it might not happen next week, but expose yourself. Be open to filling your new shoes. You know, you're not changing to be an ass. You're not changing to be a bad person. You're changing for a better version of yourself. And that might bother people. And that must be accepted. And if we can accept as fast as possible what is, then everything else will be better. So love yourself, enjoy what is, and continue to feel whole with yourself. Okay? So that's all I wanted to say for today. Congratulations. May God bless you as always and continue to thrive. You are doing what you need to do. I'm so happy that you finished the third section. I'm so happy that this video has truly helped you. And I really wanted to say that you can do whatever you want if you eat clean, if you recover adequately. You don't have to overtrain. You don't have to overdo it. Remember, 80% is the nutritional aspect. 80%. That means that the 20% is fitness, right? Yes, going to the gym, staying active, doing conscious movement, working on your flexibility, stretching, right? And this is the section that we're going into now. So I'm not going to get ahead of myself, but I do want to let you know that this is going to be an exciting thing to do. It's going to be an exciting time for you to tune in into the fitness journey, into the fitness section. This is it. This is it. Because it all ties in, right? It all ties in. It all goes around like the mandala. Peaceful, circular. This is how our cells are designed, and this is how we are microscopically. Surrounded 70 trillion cells just to create this phenomenal atom and phenomenal vessel that we participate and coexist with others on Earth. So much love to you. Continue to do your thing. Continue to enjoy yourself. Pat yourself on the back because you have had experiences. You have suffered traumas. You have suffered stress. You might not know where you're going, but look, this is going to put you in a very good position, because now you're not only working on purposeful living, but you're working on yourself, and that is going to feel rewarding in for a long time, right? So let's continue to strive together. Enjoy yourselves. Bye bye.